Buju Anishinaabe dok Miskawawa te anene handish nikas wabshki maingan do dem naning nimede kenebek minis and dunji hawi shagana shimoyan achana nangam. I'm going to talk a little bit today about indigenous philosophy with the land. And so I want to say this about it, that when I was young, my mother and father both gave me tobacco. And they would tell me to give the tobacco to elders. So usually the closest one was my grandmother because she lived with us. So when I give her tobacco, she would get me to stand with her and we would pray together holding tobacco in our hands. And then she'd get me to put it outside. So over time that I learned that there's 4 ways that you can offer that tobacco. One, when you pray with your tobacco, you can offer it onto the earth. As I said, we put it outside. We'd put it down in a clean place outside, or put it on a rock outside somewhere that you want your tobacco to be kept in a good way to go back to nature. The other ways you can put your tobacco into the fire. I saw my dad do that when I was really young. He would take tobacco and his prayer with the tobacco and then put the tobacco into the fire. So it could be a ceremony fire, it could be a fire in a wood stove, or it could be a fire in a pipe. When you light the pipe, that's the fire. Also, because when I was young, we lived on an island. I'd mentioned Snake Island. You wanted to put tobacco in the water to ask for a safe journey on the water when you're traveling. You also want to put tobacco for giving thanks for the fish that you get, the medicines that you get, even drinking water, washing water, everything that you have comes from the water. And so you put tobacco down into the water so that you can drink from there, or you can take things, or you can travel safely. The next one is to offer it into the air. So once you're done praying with your tobacco, then raise your hand up to let go of the tobacco into the air, giving your tobacco to the wind or to the air so it takes care of it. So these are the 4 main elements: earth, air, fire, and water that comprise the earth and that comprise you as a human being. And long ago, because our people had these ways, and they had laws about good behavior. So you didn't want to unjane, to get sick from something. So you have to be respectful of all of nature, be it the birds, the animals, everything that's out there, the medicines. And so you're always praying with tobacco for what is out in nature, what is around you, for what you're going to take in any way, shape, or form. So when you do that, also you do that humbly. So humbleness is also one of the teachings. So you want to be humble. You want to. I remember one of my elders saying, you want to picture yourself smaller than the smallest ant. That's how humble you want to be. So the little eninguns, you want to be even smaller than that. And in the eyes of the Creator, perhaps we are. And so approaching the world around us in awe and in humility, then we're going to be respectful of all of the things that are around us to live a really good life. But not just nature, but we also want to be respectful of human beings. And so if you're not respectful to human beings, then we have a law, e pastamo, and you can't step over your laws that surround you. You have to do it right, eh? Always be respectful of everyone. And then there's another one beyond that, where even you have to be careful of what you think, and e pasta hauen. Everything has to be done in a respectful way and a humble way, living by the four directions. So if you're able to do that, then you will have a good life. That's what our elders had told us. So to me, this is how we fit into nature. So even as I'm sitting here, you can hear the sounds of these ravens that are calling. There's wind in the trees that are around us. There's other little birds that come by. Everything is natural out here in the forest, and perhaps I'm the only unnatural part of what is here at this moment. So, miigwech.